Hey everybody, my name is Michael McClintock and this is lesson 4 for the Tres Cubano. If you've watched any of my tres lessons or guitar lessons over the past couple of years, you've noticed I like to get directly to the point. But with this lesson, I can't, so bear with me for a few minutes. I've been noticing with the Tres Cubano in specific that it's extremely important that we learn at least a little bit about music theory and chord construction. And so today I'm going to keep this lesson nice and simple, but I want to open up a little bit about theory and how this instrument is kind of constructed versus the guitar. Obviously the guitar has 6 strings, this has 3, and so we're already kind of cut in half. So anyway, what I want to get into today is a little bit about just simply how to play a C chord and how to play a G chord. So if that's all you want, let me give that to you really quick. The first place we can play a C is here. It's as easy as that, nice and open. The second place is here. And the third place is going to be here. And now for G, the first place we can play a full G is here. The second is here. And the third is here. So if that's really, all that you want, if you're just really getting started and you're like, hey, I just want to learn how to play this thing, that's totally fine. But I think it's extremely important for us to start learning a little bit about, how these chords are put together, because that's going to really help us start moving across the entire instrument. So anyway, this is all in the key of C, right? And a C major scale is simply C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, we can also think about that from C being 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, and B is going to be 7. Okay, so we only have 7 notes we need to worry about. Okay, and so without getting any deeper than that, a C chord or a C triad is spelled C, E, G. Okay, and the only thing we need to realize, and this is no big deal, is that we can also spell that chord 2 other ways. C-E-G can be spelled E-G-C, and finally G-C-E, right? So that C is just going to jump over, right? So if we're thinking C-E-G, C is going to jump over to the end, and now we have E-G-C. And now E is going to jump over to the end, and we have G, C, E. Okay, that's it. So this first chord here just happens to be G, C, E. This here, C, E, G. And here, E, G, C. Okay, so if it's, none of this makes sense to you right now, that's totally fine, right? I just want you to get comfortable with the C major scale in your head. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, or convert that to numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe you've heard do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's all the same deal. Just, I'm just kind of introducing these ideas. And so now, a G chord is simply G, B, and D, okay? And guess what? The same thing can happen for that, right? So G, B, D, right? G can jump over and go to the end. So now we're going to have B, D, G at the end. And now B can jump over and go to the end. So now we have D, G, B. So our first full G is here, right? This happens to be B, D, G. Here, D, G, B on the top. And last but not least, here, G, B, D. Someone I want to mention is Yanni Quiñones. She is a phenomenal tresera. She lives in Havana, Cuba, and she's the tresera for the Conjunto Arsenio Rodriguez, which is a pretty big deal. And I want to link to her channel. She's got a playlist of tres lessons, and she made a lesson that's going to be similar to this, but she's got a lot of really cool little moves and ideas using a C chord and a G chord, maybe a G7, but you know what? I bet you can learn it. So I'm going to link to that. And if you like what she's doing, I'd recommend subscribing to her channel. She's fantastic. She's got, you know, a great sensibility of teaching. Her lessons are in Spanish, but I find her channel to be really helpful. And she's got a great lesson that I think might give you a little inspiration to kind of take what I'm giving you and really start to kind of incorporate it. So check her out. The other thing I want to introduce today is simply how to play that C major scale, but on one string. The string here in the middle is a C string, okay? So when we play it open, those are C, right? So if we go to fret 2, that's D. If we go to fret 4, that is E. Fret 5 is F. Fret 6, fret 7, G, fret 9, A, fret 11, B, and fret 12 is C, right? And now what goes up must come down, right? So we have C, B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. Notice I'm playing up and down the instrument. This is what we have to get comfortable with. Like I said, the guitar has 6 strings. We can play across it and get, you know, a 2-octave scale, you know, and then some without any difficulty. But on tres, no, we're limited. So we need to start thinking this direction, right? Up and down, not this way. So again, right? So I'm just getting comfortable with this scale, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This should sound familiar, right? This is the major scale. This is super important, right? In the next lesson, I'm going to break down how to play every triad in the key of C, and we're going to be using the entire neck, okay? So it's going to be a little intense, but it's going to be super beneficial, right? We need to know what's going on. So the next song I'm going to teach is El Cuarto de Tula, which has quite a few chords, right? But we need to know how to play all of that, right? So A minor, G, F, E7, right? Most of that comes from the key of C, but we want to be able to play that in tons of different ways, right? A minor, G, F, E, want to move it up. A minor, G, F, E, A minor, G, F, E, right? I don't want to be limited and stuck in just one zone of, right? That's not fun, you know? I mean, we can do some great rhythmic stuff, but we need to start opening up the tres. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's up. I know that, you know, this might not be the most enjoyable lesson of all time, but for me, I think this is crucial, right? This is definitely, you know, your vegetables and your vitamins. You gotta get this stuff in your system to learn how to play the tres, you know, well. So work with this. I'm gonna get the next lesson out as soon as possible, and then we're gonna be making some serious music inside of a week or 2. So enjoy this, and good luck. Again, my name is Michael McClintock, and if this lesson's been helpful to you in any way, please consider subscribing to the channel, ring that notification bell, throw me a like, and if I can help you out with anything, let me know in the comments below. I've been doing tons of private teaching on the Tres Cubano for the last couple of years now, and I love it. So if you want me to help you out one-on-one, don't hesitate to reach out. My email and everything is going to be below, as always. So again, I'm Michael McClintock. This is lesson 4 for the Tres Cubano. Thanks a lot.